start off, I want to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Nate. I wrote it down, so I'm looking down. Nate DZ281. Thank you so fucking much for being a subscriber, for watching my videos, for, I don't know, leaving comments below, engaging with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So it's hot as fucking here, so if I complain about it throughout the video, deal with it, because it's so fucking hot in here. It feels great outside, but in this stuffy ass car, it's hot as hell. The video I made yesterday, the second video I made yesterday, I went ahead and put it on private, because apparently some of you guys are fucking detectives and can figure out where the fuck I'm at based on me driving around, I don't know, street signs or some shit, I don't know, but, so I had to go ahead and private that, because I'm not trying to have my business out there quite like that. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but still, I mean, there are crazies on the internet, so you never know. Today I wanted to talk about, the time when I was bitten by a dog, and I almost died. Like, that sounds so dramatic, I'll explain. And it, like, people always, like, talk shit about, like, pit bulls and all these, like, bigger animals and how they're aggressive. I got bit by a wiener dog. I got bit by a small dog, like, and it didn't fucking matter. The dog had a bad fucking attitude, and we'll get through it. We'll get to it. So when I was 7, I lived in a house with my mom and dad, and in my backyard, there was one of those just, like, short, like, metal wire fences, whatever, one of those little short ones, and on the other side of that fence went directly into my neighbor's yard. So if I looked in my backyard, look out my back door, I could, down the way, I could see into my neighbor's yard. They had 2 dogs. They were both fucking assholes. One of them, I think, I don't know what the fuck it was. It was one of those real little dogs. It might have been a Chihuahua or a mix of Chihuahua and something else, but it would just yip all day, all night. They never let this dog in. It's like, if you're going to have a dog that's going to annoy the whole fucking neighborhood, take it inside once in a while. I don't know. Take care of it. Maybe it feels neglected. Maybe that's why it's fucking barking at me all goddamn day. But that one would bark and bark and bark and drove everybody fucking crazy. And the other one was this little wiener dog. And every time I would go over there and hang out with, like, the neighbor kids and stuff, it would act, like, pretty aggressive. It would come up and try to bite your ankles and chase you and growl, and you know, it was just an asshole dog. Both of their dogs were assholes. But I never thought anything of it because it was a small dog. So I wasn't really, like, afraid of it or, like, worried about it. Like, fuck out of here, you're a little wiener dog. So around the time, I was 7 when this happened, and I had never pet that wiener dog. I had never fucked with it just because it had a bad attitude. Why am I going to go up and try to pet a dog when it's trying to bite my ankles, right? So one day I was playing in the backyard. My mom was inside cleaning. My dad was on the back porch cleaning that. And I was just playing in the backyard, and my neighbors came out, like the actual adults finally came outside to tend to their animals, I guess. I don't know. But they picked up the wiener dog, and they came up to that little fence I was telling you about. And they said, you know, hey, Kim, come over here. Come, you know, you want to come pet our dog? And I'm 7 years old. I'm like, okay. You know, thinking the owners are holding it. This is my only chance I'm going to get to pet this dog. So I run up to the fence, and there, you know, I was a little uncomfortable just because the dog was always such an asshole, but they made me feel like it wasn't a big deal. Like, it's totally fine. We're holding it. If you want to pet our dog, that's fine. So I reached up. I'm left-handed, so I do everything, you know, I'm left-hand dominant. So I reached up to pet the dog on the head, like this, right, over the fence. Like, they're holding it. The fence is, like, right here. I'm reaching over, trying to pet the dog on the head, like this. And it just reached over and latched onto my arm. And it sunk its teeth right here. There's a scar. Hold on, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little scar left. And it just dug its teeth right into my arm. And it finally let go. And I pulled back, and I just held my arm like this because there was a hole, you know, the size of the canine tooth. Like, I can't make my finger a perfect circle, but I mean, there was an actual hole in my arm, and the blood was, you know, spurting out. So I just put pressure on it, and I ran up, and my dad was cleaning the deck, so, like, this loud machine thing was on, and he couldn't hear me. Finally, he heard me, and they rushed me to the hospital, They had to stitch it up. It was pretty gnarly. But the reason I, like, almost died was because, you know that, like, really big vein that goes through your arm that you can, like, see a lot of the times? It was 1 millimeter away from hitting that vein. And if it would have, I would have bled out in minutes, is what the doctor would have said. So, I mean, a millimeter. I mean, if the dog would have bit me and just a millimeter over, I would have bled out probably in my backyard at 7 years old. And that just goes to fucking show, like, it doesn't matter the breed. It matters how, for one, the personality of the animal, because they all have their own personality, but two, how you fucking take care of your animal. Like, there's a reason both of their dogs were fucking dickheads. Like, clearly they weren't tending to them the way somebody should tend to their animals. So after I went to the hospital, they called, like, the animal, whatever, I don't know. They were told they had to put the animal down. I'm pretty sure that they evaded that somehow and sold the dog to somebody else. But if the dog's going around biting kids, I don't know. Maybe the dog should have been put down. That's what the law told them that they needed to do. And I asked my mom about it later, and she's like, no, I think they just sold it. I don't think they ever put it down. But, yeah, I still have, I don't know if you can see because my camera is shitty, but you can still see the stitches hole right there. Like, I literally have to clean it out because it still goes through all the way. Like, it's wild. Like, only one of the stitches, for some reason, never closed up and never healed properly, and there's still, like, a legitimate, like, stitch hole in my arm. After all these fucking years, you know. After that, I was never afraid of animals after that. It's not like it scarred me for life for animals. It just, I don't know. I guess at that age, you don't really think about mortality. And I didn't really fully grasp the concept that I could have died that day, you know, until I got older and was like, damn, like, I was lucky as fuck. But as a kid, I wasn't thinking that. I was just like, I got bit and I'm in the hospital and she's giving me stitches. You know, I'm just thinking about the here and now, not thinking about the what ifs and things because I wasn't an adult and I didn't think like that yet. But yeah, and then another time, our neighbor on the side of us instead of behind us had this huge dog. I don't know what it was. It was a beautiful dog, but it was an asshole too. All of our neighbors had asshole dogs. And when I was like 4, I walked over to their front yard because my dad was over there talking with the neighbor, and the dog just like charged and pounced on me and like took me straight back down to the ground at 4 years old, barking in my face. The adults were quick enough to get the dog off of me, but I think that dog was getting ready to bite me, like, because it was right in my face, like, growling and gnarling at me. I don't know why. I mean, I'm just a 4-year-old girl walking in the yard, but maybe it felt, I don't know. That dog didn't get put down or anything like that, but it's just like, I did not have luck with my neighbor's dogs, that's for damn sure. I'm really, really hot, and it feels stuffy, like I can't fucking breathe in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. Just remember that there's always hope that tomorrow will be a better day.